well, playing the piano, and then you got Highway to the Danger Zone, which is at the starting song. It keeps on coming up throughout the thing. Then you got Berlin, which is the romantic theme in it.
I think it's the romantic one. It always just shows up, even with like ice.
Yeah, you know when they're having like that really sort of homoerotic love scene.
Yeah.
Where even though it's a man and a woman, it's still really homoerotic.
What are we talking about here?
Top Gun.
Oh, right.
It's the most massively homoerotic film in the world.
Oh, yeah, everyone knows it. I actually watched Wolf of Wall Street, finally.
Great film for its 2 hours.
Did you think the ending was abrupt?
I liked it. I liked the way it ended because it was not going to show what
Without giving away too many details.
Oh, yeah. I like the ending.
Yeah, I just felt they could have gone.
I know what you mean, but
yeah.
Nothing might have happened in those years.
True. I guess it was all like focused more on his party lifestyle.
Yeah.
I guess it's from his point of view. I guess it was like the boring years.
I don't
for
want to tell. I can't ruin anything.
It's the story of a very rich man who does a very bad thing.
Have you seen they put a Meshuggah over one of the bits in Wolf of Wall Street?
No? Which bit?
You know, he's going absolutely mental with like a microphone, and they put like a djent sort of like proper metal band over the top of it. And it's sort of just kind of like punching the air. It's like,
oh, is it when they do the
yeah,
like thumping their chest?
Yeah.
Some really weird shit happens in that film.
Apparently, that was improv. That's Matthew McConaughey's way of warming up before a scene.
Is it?
Really?
He's done it for years, and they just thought that they'd include it.
Yeah, be like warming up for the job, sort of.
Yeah. You know what was a decidedly average film?
What?
That was hyped up way too much? American Hustle.
I've heard that quite a bit
I
as well.
haven't seen it.
I watched bits of
Film that was hyped up to be the greatest thing. It's average.
It's one of those things where you got loads of good actors.
Yeah, and that's what it's just like time and time again. It's like just throwing a lot of big name actors in doesn't make a good film.
There's nothing to it really.
It makes a well acted film. Doesn't make a good film.
There could even be an unknown person out there who makes it good anyway. Have you seen the Godzilla trailer?
What's that?
Yeah, I did.
Godzilla trailer.
It's good to see.
I saw a teaser trailer. I didn't. Have they got a proper trailer?
Got a proper trailer.
Oh wow!
It comes out in May, I think.
Yeah.
I saw a size chart of the Godzillas as they've gone up in film. The theory is that as Tokyo has grown and the skyscrapers have moved in, Godzilla's had to be upscale for size.
Sweet.
It'd be interesting to see which way they go with it, because obviously you got the old, was it Saiban? Mm-hmm. So the really old, the hokey sort of ones with all like Godzilla and Friends, which has gone just crazier over the years. Or whether they'll go like the American way and be very, very serious with it, which I think it might.
Who's directing it? I've heard it was. Is it J.J. Abrams who did it?
Could be.
I don't know. He has a lot on his plate already.
Yeah, he's directing the next Star Wars.
Well, yeah, he's got Star Wars.
Which makes me look forward to.
Zac Efron's in it.
Who's the villain? They announced the villain.
Have they?
Yeah, the actor for it. He's a really good actor. He's going to play a really good villain. I don't remember his name, but he's top class.
I don't know. We'd have to see about that. But
yeah.
Welcome to the Clueless Cataclysm, where we discuss film news and film reviews.
I guess we do now.
We do now. No, we talk about games on occasion, in between all the nattering.
The creaky chairs.
And the creaky chairs.
The pants off.
And the pants off.
Don't worry, they're suitably on today.
Brilliant. I'm Callum Lewis.
I'm Kevin Griffin.
And I'm Jack Nicol.
For the second time.
For the second time.
Amazingly. After last week's... I don't know what to call it really. After last week's showing... no, you did well, Jack.
Yeah.
That's why we brought you back. We plugged him back in for another week.
Yeah.
Just
make sure I don't insult anybody or.
I do it every week. I offend at least one group every week, don't I?
We wheeled Jack out from cryo storage. He's actually 200 years old.
Yeah.
He's looking good.
Yeah, I'm not looking too bad, really. Still can't grow a fucking beard, though.
Oh, no.
After 200 years, it'd be fine.
No, it's just the freezing process.
Yeah.
It's just
It'll just be fine in the future. It's fine.
you'll wake up after 80 years and just take off one long icicle. Oh, no.
I'll be putting a frame my first beard.
Give it a bit of flavour, some strawberry.
Quite cook with some pasta.
Didn't know we were eating beards now.
Oh, the edible beard, it's the way of the future.
Yeah.
Would you ever eat a beard, Kev?
No.
Why not?
Because it's just
Well,
hair.
you're a fascist.
So that's the reason for the beard. It's like a fascist communist.
Fascist communist.
You either have to have a mustache or a beard.
Welcome to the Clueless Cataclysm,
Where we're all...
where we talk about the politics of beards.
And whether you should eat them or not. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
I think we've lost everybody now.
Welcome back. The answer is no. Okay, so, you two guys, what have you been playing this week?
Skyrim.
Kev? Skyrim.
Gotten back into it.
Nice one.
I played it. I haven't really followed the main story. I've done the whole Imperial Stormcloak War as well as the Thieves Guild.
Have you been? What side of the Civil War have you been on?
Stormcloak. I was a rebel through and through. But I
Nice.
I did it all in one sitting. So I did it in about like 5 hours or something. So it wasn't too bad. I
Fair
love
enough.
taking over Solitude. But then my game kept glitching. Like it just, I got to a certain point and they started running into a wall, going, "Come on, let's do this!" I was like, "Guys, they're that way." I just fired arrows at them, going, "Come on!"
You know where that wouldn't happen?
What?
On a PC.
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, my laptop can't handle that. You can barely handle this.
Downloaded Tomb Raider. I don't think my Mac can handle Tomb Raider either. But it was like £2, so I thought, it's worth a punt.
Yeah, Steam sales do that to me.
It wasn't actually on Steam. It was on. It was Square Enix.
Oh, right,
Sale on
okay.
it.
Oh, nice.
And then there's like a code for to get 20-30% off.
Because Ubisoft did a sale recently on Steam where a lot of their games were up to about 75% off.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have a game that you know you can't play, but someday when you upgrade,
when you get more powerful
when you upgrade,
computer,
you will.
you got it.
But it's also cheap enough to take a punt on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Just
Sort of thing.
You'll always have it.
It's like a time capsule. Just
Yeah.
It's
Buying
think of it as
yourself
an investment.
Yeah.
yeah,
But then you'll get returns later.
yeah, returns of gameplay. Or, as is usually the case with Steam sales, you buy a lot of games and you forget that you've got them.
Yeah. You just bought it because it was cheap.
So, Skyrim then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I had a massive urge just to play it.
Oh, nice one.
I don't want to follow the main story because it is quite a short one, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't really like the main story of Skyrim so much. I liked how it began, but then after say the midpoint, it just became a bit.
Yeah, I've gotten so many Dragon Souls now as well that I've got like 3 just that I can't use because I don't have any
You're at the
words.
point where dragons become easy.
Yeah.
It's like we talked about this before, haven't we? Where
Yeah.
Dragons start off incredibly hard, and then you get to the midpoint and they're incredibly easy.
Yeah.
And then the ancient dragons come in and they're incredibly hard again.
Well, the game
Never
did teach
balanced.
me something. I didn't know this one before, but you know the loading screen, it comes up with like facts and hints and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Apparently the green and I think it was the grayscale dragons are easier to beat than the bronze and white. I never knew that one before.
You heard it first.
Yeah. Thank you, Skyrim, for teaching me that.
Kevin Griffin, 2014.
Don't reference me, please.
Please reference it. What have you been playing, Jack?
Assassin's Creed 4.
Oh, right.
And I have to say, after playing the horrendous whatever the hell 3 was.
Is it Black Flag? Black Flag. Black
Oh
Flag.
my god.
Sorry, offended the group for the day.
Fuck.
Oh my.
Yeah, Black Flag. Thing is, after 3...
Assassin's Creed 4. Completely politically incorrect edition.
Oh. My speech fucked up there, guys. I'm sorry.
3 was diabolically bad.
See, it's
Oh
happening.
my god.
It was
The
just so
elves.
bad.
Yeah.
Because it just went... I couldn't get past the first part of it. It was so boring. Whereas this one, it seems to have cut the bullshit a lot of it. However, it might be a little bit too self-aware.
They just can't get it right.
Well, it's actually an enjoyable game, but obviously you still got the animus is still part of it. But you kind of go out.
They focus more on the pirate side of it than the assassin side of it.
Yeah,
you can loot ships in it, can't you?
Yeah, which is really enjoyable. But I mean, when you're outside the animus, you're in a game studio.
Really?
Yeah, you're in a game studio.
Oh, right. You're not Desmond, though.
No. Then you're walking up this like promenade, and they're like, "Oh, welcome to blah 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 games." I can't remember what it's called.
Welcome to Ubisoft.
Yeah, so
it's pretty much everything's in French. First,
definitely.
Obviously, Ubisoft Montreal.
Yeah.
And then it walks past in this promenade, and it's got a big screen. It's like, "Oh, did you play our first full feature game, Liberation?" With the same
no!
Don't do this.
And it might be a little bit too self-aware when it comes to that.
Well.
That is.
I don't like that at all.
I don't mind self-awareness, but it might be a little bit...
That is punching the tongue through the cheek.
Yeah. It's a bit too
forcing
meta.
advertisements right in your face.
It's not even forcing advertisements, it's just a little bit too meta, really.
Yeah.
But no, the actual gameplay, the chunk of it, it seems to have cut down all the bullshit from the other convoluted pretentiousness.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of cleared it all out, and it's enjoyable. It's fun to play.
Okay. Is the story long? Have you beaten it yet? Or?
No, I haven't played too much of it recently. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I only started it about a couple of days ago.
Yeah, fair enough.
Might borrow it off my brother. He's just bought it as well. He's playing at the moment. He really just likes going around looting ships. And that's pretty much it. Really. So.
I suppose it shows maybe they do have a good feedback loop, because with 3 everybody's like, "Oh, these ships are really fun."
Yeah.
And they still take on
a whole game of ships.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Assassin ship.
Well, I suppose. Yeah.
What have you been playing, Carl?
I've been playing Banished, which is a lovely little game on Steam. Came out last week, I think.
Yeah.
Where it's a city building game. It's a medieval city building game, and it's very relaxing.
I can see why that is.
So you start off as the Banished, which is you start off as 5 families and their resources, and you must use those resources to build up a little town and eventually into a city. It takes a long, long time. It's not like SimCity where you're planning out in broad strokes your city. It's going to be, you're going to have hamlets, and then it will become like
and
eventually it'll become like a centre of trade and things. But
sounds pretty cool.
It's cool because it feels like it naturally does. I'm trying to word this properly. It feels like a natural, like, historical progression that the game puts you in.
Yeah.
So
it's not so sudden and you sort of ease into different things.
It's like realistic in the sense that you don't have many people. They're not going to be able to. People are your primary resource in this. You want to keep them alive. So the people, there's not going to be enough to fill all of the jobs in a tiny village. So you've got to create like hunter-gatherers, a little society of them, and then foragers going out and picking berries, and then you'll create fields and like forestry as well. They start chopping down trees. Eventually, you'll have to create sustainable forests.
Yeah,
and it's just like a very natural progression. It's not like I will build like a gigantic cathedral. Because you have to go through all of the steps to get up to that.
It's like a chapel in a church, then.
It's not like Civ 5, where it's kind of sudden, and it's all based on...
Well, Civ 5's all like the larger view of things, whereas Banished is very micro management. So you will know the names of your villagers, and if they're unhappy, then you really want to make sure that they're happy, and you make their relationships work. Make sure that their neighbours aren't complaining about it. It
must get really difficult once you get to a city state or something.
Well, yeah, it's... I mean, I'm
guessing it's like a core group of people, not like every single one, is it?
No, it's every single person.
Wow, okay.
You can... I mean, I'm guessing, because I haven't really gotten to the city stage yet, because it's quite hard. My people keep starving to death.
Okay.
I'm guessing that it just becomes natural that you start to take a wider look at things.
Okay.
But yeah, it's very nice, and it's got realistic seasons and weather in it, and
I'm guessing you have natural disasters every now and then as well.
yeah, I had a tornado come by and destroy my storehouse, which was shit.
Scumbag tornado.
Scumbag tornado. Yeah, and you've got to make sure that they're all warm and packed in for the winter, and they've got enough food to last them.
That's cool. How much was it on Steam? Was it?
Was that?
Sounds quite good, actually.
Yeah. Was it a sales Steam or?
When I bought it, it was about 15 quid. Because it had just come out, and I was hesitant about it, but then everyone I spoke to said just get it now. But yeah, it's a really nice. It balances out between like really a relaxing few months. Basically, it gets to the point where it's really relaxing for 3 months, and then winter.
It's like you got a lot of
go, oh my god! We've got enough stores and people are dying.
You would have known George R.R. Martin would be so right.
Yeah, everyone freezes to death. Or, like
Jesus.
He's really like, winter's coming. Shit!
And you wait for the traders to come in, and the traders only come once a year, so you have to build up these massive orders for them. You have to,
yeah. So they bring shit tons for like months' supplies.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I actually really
Could be quite
would enjoy something like that. Is there like rival cities that you face in battles?
No, no. You're just building one
It's just
one
a civilization
city.
thing.
So there's no combat in it. It's literally just a city builder. However, the developer of it is one guy, which is really impressive.
Yeah. Wow.
Considering the scope of the thing, he said that he's going to be adding new content as it goes along in patches, and that he's going to create mod tools for it. So, rival cities may be an option later on down the line.
Yeah. Maybe like a multiplayer type option or something.
I'm guessing you have to sort of like start creating like newer trade routes then as well.
Yeah.
Out of it.
Yeah.
You've got to make sure that all your markets are stocked and your trade house is getting the right resources that the traders want. And it's not like nondescript traders either.
Yeah.
It's John the Beans salesman has come. Thank God! Thank God it's not Petra the fucking firewood chopper.
I don't know, firewood choppers could come in handy in winter.
Yeah, but I'm surrounded by forest. Like, I'm pretty sure I can get my own damn firewood. I've actually had, it's surprisingly, like, when it's a slow-paced game, you could, like, speed up the simulation, if you want. Like, when it goes good, it's nice and relaxing, and when it goes bad, you fucked up majorly. So I've lost 3 villages. I've had to start over, and now I'm on a smallish town.
Oh, 3's better than 3,000.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, it's quite good.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I'd consider buying that.
Yeah, definitely have a look, or at least look on YouTube.
Must be a lot of gameplay through.
Oh yeah, there's loads. And that's what we've been playing. Right, news. It's February, so new game releases have been slowing down to non-existence. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is out in Japan. You remember we were talking about it a while ago?
Yeah.
On the Wii U. Ooh, wait for it.
Controversial.
It's out in Japan. Guess how many copies it's sold?
I don't know whether to over or underestimate this.
You want to underestimate this.
Okay. 1,000?
Oh god, no, it's not that bad. Jeez.
Okay, right. I'm going to guess around 90,000.
Nope.
Higher or lower?
Much lower.
Oh, 40,000.
It sold 36,000 copies in Japan on the Wii U in Nintendo's home market, which is
pretty bad.
Appalling.
Yeah.
Especially for like a major
Release
such as Donkey Kong, which I don't think has actually had a title come out in a while.
You'd expect it to sell quite a bit, wouldn't you?
Oh, Shigeru Miyamoto didn't like it, did he? He doesn't think Donkey Kong has any personality to it.
No, but
in the same way Mario does.
But it is definitely like an established franchise. It's,
yeah.
previously been a console pusher.
Yeah. And DK Country on the SNES is fantastic. It's one of my favourite games ever.
Yeah. So that's really bad. I think the Wii U. We've spoken enough about the Wii U.
Yeah,
but
we've done quite a bit on that.
really, at the moment, nothing seems to be sticking with it.
No.
Like nothing. Like even major releases coming out are doing nothing to boost sales.
Is there going to be another Mario game coming out?
Well, they just had Mario, Super Mario World 3. That's just come out, and apparently it's a really good game.
Fantastic game.
Yeah, it's
really fun.
Dave's got the Wii U, doesn't he?
Yeah. It's a really fun game, especially with friends. It's definitely worth it, I'd say.
Well, it's the whole Wii U's meant to be sort of
Yeah.
group sort of console, isn't it? So
Yeah, I have heard some really good things about it, but it's like even Mario hasn't really pushed many more sales.
yeah,
At least not anywhere near that they need.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, but Nintendo have enough resources to live on.
Yeah, definitely.
what's the game about? Is it like a sort of
The Donkey Kong one.
the Tropical Crush? Is it?
Well, it's not exactly going to have a major story to it, but
No,
I
I never really played Donkey Kong
It's
games. So.
Donkey Kong has a nemesis that is freezing the jungle. That's it.
All right, okay. Stop the nemesis.
And the previous games were, what's it, Croc? I stole all the bananas, so you have to go get 'em back.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the previous stories.
So,
I love how simple these like storylines are, but they are.
well, they have to be.
effective, like,
Older
yeah.
games
Yeah.
can't really fit much
Yeah,
onto a smaller space. It's quite nice.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure how good the game is, but judging from past TK Country games, I'm sure it'll be quite
Decent, yeah.
decent at least. Just hasn't really had much of an impact. To be honest, I didn't really know that it hasn't been marketed at all.
No.
Really? Oh, yeah, I was going to say that's the first time I've actually heard about it.
I mean, we talked about it, but I was assuming that it was going to come out months down the line.
I only saw something on Kotaku recently about it.
Yeah. Well. Xbox One has had a price cut in the UK already.
I think I heard about this one.
It's had a price cut from £429 to £399 to compete with the price of the PS4. So they're now on par in price.
Yeah.
I thought it was £50 more expensive still than the PS4.
I thought PS4 dropped it again, didn't they?
No, PS4 haven't dropped it yet. They may have plans to drop it, but
Yeah.
they are. This is going on if you buy it with one game.
Yeah.
So
Like bundle deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not entirely sure if you can get an Xbox One without any games at the moment. That PS4 you can get a version without games, and that is £50 cheaper.
Yeah,
If you get it with
right,
one
okay.
game, it is.
Yeah.
They are on par.
Do you know what the leading games are at the moment on the new gen?
On the new gen,
Yeah. Like, like they had Halo for the Xbox sort of thing.
I think the idea is Titanfall to be that.
Titanfall is being pushed very, very heavily.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen, it's a very good game.
Everybody I've seen that's had the beta have said it's fantastic to play.
Yeah.
It's just so smooth. So actually, there's no sort of
I think
stop and start.
that will push a lot of consoles.
Yeah.
So the Xbox will come out on par with the PS4, if not overtake it in the coming months.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not doing badly.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's quite funny how dramatically it's changed over the past year from what was it, E3, everyone was just like, what the fuck? No, you can't do that. Now it's suddenly up there again, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean,
But it was always going to be anyway. Even people who were saying they weren't going to get it were probably going to get it.
yeah. In the end, it just comes down to the games.
Mm-hmm.
So people who'd be staunchly against buying an Xbox One would see titles like the new Halo and Titanfall and be swayed to it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But Microsoft have also stated that there are currently no plans to release a version without the Kinect. So Kinect is
Essential.
central all go.
I still don't understand why they're trying to push it so much. I haven't seen any positive real use for it, because I know somebody who had the Kinect when it first came out. He said he felt like such a tit, just sat there like Xbox on, and it wouldn't work. I don't know if you heard about people getting banned from online because of swearing as well from the Kinect.
Well, that's
It's a bit of an issue for me personally.
certainly.
Especially with FIFA.
Not just with FIFA, but just the idea that you could be banned for doing something in your own home.
Yeah.
A form of censorship like that doesn't sit well with me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally don't really like the Kinect so much. I like some of its features, but it's such, like, the negatives outweigh the positives for me. Like, I like the idea of sitting down and having it recognise my face.
Yeah.
Or having voice commands, but at the same time, like, it's an extra. Without it could easily be £100 less. And I'd rather have the cheaper console than have the Kinect features.
Yeah.
But that said, the idea behind having everyone having a mandatory Kinect is that it will encourage developers to use it more. So, whereas before developers will probably justify not having Kinect features by saying only a small portion of people have Kinects, like what happened with the first Kinect. Now we can be quite sure that everyone will be using Kinect, or the majority of people will be using Kinect.
Yeah.
So it will encourage further development.
I think the saddest part of the Kinect for me is the fact that Rare, the only thing they do now is make Kinect Sports. Something such a great sort of studio.
Such great games.
Now all they do is make sports games and stuff for the Kinect.
Yeah.
What was the last game they made before Kinect Sports? Was it the Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts?
Yeah.
No, they didn't make Nuts and Bolts. Did
they not?
Banjo-Tooie, I think.
Oh, right, okay.
The N64,
Yeah. To be fair, Rare now, there's no same sort of programs anymore. They shipped off, they moved to a different company.
Oh, that sucks. I remember they made Perfect Dark as well.
Oh yeah, they made GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Banjo-Kazooie. They were
some awesome games.
Donkey Kong games as well.
Yeah.
Did they make the Donkey Kong games?
I know they made DK World at least.
Oh right, cool.
For the N64.
And Viva Pinata they also made for 360, which is really good. You could just get lost in Viva Pinata. But I can see the reasoning behind not having a Kinect, but you know, I'm a simple man with simple gaming tastes.
I think we've said this before, just like stick back a generation, get all the best games that are on that gen for a cheaper price, and then move on once the price lowers for that. It's just smart buying.
Yeah, well that's certainly what I'm planning to do. I haven't really got any plans to buy any of the new generation yet, because there aren't really the games there, so I'll just go back and play all the games for this generation.
I'm not sure, I might be too much of a sucker for Metal Gear though.
Oh no!
PS4.
See, the Metal Gear is even worse for me because I missed out on Metal Gear Solid 4 because I didn't have a PS3.
Such a good game.
So I know it's such a good game, but I watched. I had to settle for watching Let's Plays of it.
Yeah.
I played Metal Gear Rising, which is a good game, but it's not the core
game.
experience of a Metal Gear game.
Yeah.
Have you seen about the Ground Zeroes?
Yeah, well, he's going to release an episode of gaming, isn't he?
Well, Ground Zeroes has just been it hasn't been released, but it's getting previewed at the moment.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours long. It acts as a 2 hour long prologue.
Yeah.
Which a lot of the reviewers are saying doesn't justify the price, which is about £20, I think.
Yeah.
So Konami have actually lowered the price.
Because it seems to me that it's pretty much the tank mission from 2 or the other bits from 3 and stuff like that, where you have this little prologue before the actual full game.
It does have sandbox elements though, so it's not exactly like the tanker, because the tanker was quite it's full of corridors really.
Yeah. I still love the tanker mission.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it seems like a cross between that and Peace Walker, because obviously you had the base building sort of ideas, which from what I seem to remember is in this as well.
Yeah.
In Ground Zeroes.
So we've got Ground Zeroes, and then Phantom Pain should be coming out. Is it later this year?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's close to summertime though.
Yeah.
But when I first saw that advert for Phantom Pain, I had a little fangirl moment. Seriously, it's like,
Do you mean the
Mark, Dave, come look!
was this before it was officially a Metal Gear Solid game? Oh,
Yeah.
that first trailer with Phantom Pain.
yeah, with music and everything else. Just
Oh,
had a little fangirl.
I love the fact that it was a little teaser. It was like within like a day. It was. This is Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
It's one of Kojima's tricks.
Yeah. I mean, what's your opinion though on them changing, no longer having David Hayter do Snake's voice?
I don't really care.
I'm not that yeah. I saw somebody come up with the opinion, I'm not a fan of I'm a fan of David Hayter, I love his voice, but overall, the thing that attracts me to the game is the game.
Yeah.
Not David Hayter's voice. I wouldn't stop playing. It's sad, but it's not.
Yeah, it's just something to get used
Necessary.
to, isn't it? Really.
And he's not got a bad voice though.
Who's replaced him?
Oh, it's
24.
What's his name?
Oh,
It's not Jack Bauer, that's his character.
Yeah. Starts with an S. SH. His dad's also an actor.
We'll come back to it.
yeah.
But it really doesn't bother me that much. Like
We know it's
gravelly American voice.
And he's also a better actor, so I think the idea is the mocap
Yeah.
would be better than it would be with David Hayter doing it.
Yeah, it's they changed the Japanese voice actor as well, and they were a lot more up in arms than we are here. Here it's like, oh well, sad that he's going, but it's time to move on. Whereas, in Japan,
your whole life doing
in Japan they do take their voice actors very, very seriously. So if a character has a voice that you associate with it, if you change that voice, there will be a shitstorm.
Wow. I was actually surprised they didn't get Doyle to do it. The guy who was Big Boss in 4 towards the end.
Oh yeah,
I think it's Kevin Doyle? Something Doyle.
I don't know.
But yeah, he did the voice, and I thought he did a fantastic job at doing that.
Yeah, certainly. I'm also interested in the sandbox.
Could be
elements
interesting.
now.
Yeah.
Could be interesting. Like Kojima hasn't really done a sandbox. It's got side missions.
Well, you had side missions in Peace Walker. Peace Walker, I thought.
I never
was
actually played
fantastic.
Peace Walker.
It's well worth it. Again, it's part of canon as well, though.
Well, yeah, Kojima said that if it was on consoles, then he would be happy to have called it Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah. Because I really enjoyed Peace Walker, but that had side missions as well to it. Like optional sort of stuff you could do. But it didn't have any sandbox elements though, so this will be the first one.
Yeah,
It'd be interesting to see how it turns out then.
Yeah.
I want to see what type of side missions they've had in it.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe enough to sway me towards the PlayStation.
To be honest, I might end up getting both because the amount of games that I like on both consoles.
I don't know. I think it's different from a few years ago. The idea of being brand loyal, I don't know, has kind of died out.
Yeah, but there's still a couple of games on either side that's swaying it.
Like Halo. And Kingdom Hearts.
Halo's a big one.
It's a massive one, yeah.
I've always been a huge Halo fan, and Halo 4
I've
notwithstanding.
had all the games, including all the niche ones.
Yeah. No, I think I'd always go for the PS4 though. I'm just not a big fan of the Xbox One. Most of its features don't really sell it to me.
Yeah.
Like the TV
I just buy it for the
and
game, that's it.
that's what I mean. The whole of the features on the Xbox One don't really.
Yeah, they're really pushing it towards television.
Yeah.
And the PS4 controller feels really nice.
Yeah, it
I
does.
thought it felt really weird.
I thought it was really nice.
Probably because you're used to an
especially-
Xbox controller.
Well, no, but compared to the PS3, it's
It's
Mind you-
bigger than
yeah,
the PS3,
it felt
which
like
is
you're
great.
holding an Xbox 360. Sort of.
PS3 felt like you were holding a piece of glass.
Yeah,
Because it was so
it's really
light
delicate,
and fragile.
But this one
Small.
seems a bit bulkier, which I like. So.
The new analog sticks are really nice because obviously they're a bit more springy,
Yeah,
so they actually snap back better. But also the grip on it, because obviously you got sort of little thumb bits.
what is it? L1 and R1 seem a bit smaller as well.
I think L1 is actually.
Whereas the Xbox One controller has gotten smaller, which
Has
is
it?
unfortunate. The only thing about the PS4 controller I'm not quite sure about is the triggers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Very much,
they've got smaller, haven't they?
they've gotten smaller, and I'm very
trying
much
to play
used to the
FIFA
Xbox
in
controllers.
a game, And I was playing it, I was like, this feels so strange, because like right trigger on an Xbox is massive. It's literally a trigger.
Yeah.
Bang, you know.
It's really strange with the they've all them sort. They seem to have removed start. It's now options,
Yeah.
which is strange to me because I'm so used to start. But then it's,
Every console's had start and select.
yeah, but then
So-
it's something I get used to. Like I remember playing Metal Gear Solid 2. At the time, a lot of them were more European controls, where you had X was enter, whereas Metal Gear was always circle,
Yeah.
which is much more seemed Japanese, and a lot more games went towards that. So rather than having X and triangle being the main sort of menu buttons, it became different.
Yeah, I mean, controller's not really going to put me off getting a console, though. You could just get used to it at the time.
Yeah.
Going back, though, to talking about stealth games, Thief, or the fourth Thief has been released. Thief 4. No one's quite sure whether it's Thief 4, Thief, or the fourth Thief. It started off.
Sounds like you're speaking another language.
It started off right when it was first released, when it was first announced. This game has had a terrible development. It's been in development for about 6 years now.
Wow.
When it was first announced, it was a THI4F, and it was like, oh, it's Thief, and then everyone went, no, it's the fourth.
The fourth is ridiculous.
So then they rebranded it, and they went Thief 4, and we went, oh great, so it's a continuation of Thief 3, and they went, not really, and then they went, it's just called Thief now.
Yes.
And yet some of the marketing promotional material still has the fourth Thief or Thief 4. No one's quite sure.
I suppose it fits in well though, doesn't it? You remove the E, put 4 in there, it gets.
It just looks like
You
it
wouldn't
looks
know what to
it's
call
like
it. You'd be like, what?
it looks like you can see where they're going with it, but it just looks like they're trying to force it too much. Clever wordplay isn't clever when you just kind of jam it in there. But yeah, Thief has been released. Are either of you two fans of the Thief games?
Never played him.
I haven't actually, I have to say.
Oh, brilliant. Well, that's...
Have you?
that's none of us. Okay. None of us have played a Thief game in our lives.
What console was it on? PS2? Or?
The original Thief games. PC. I don't know if they had a console. They might have had a console release. To be honest, I never played it.
I've
So
never
I wouldn't
heard
know.
of them.
The original Thief came out in '98. Maybe Thief 3 was on a console.
Yeah. I know something people loved, don't they? A lot of people were annoyed. And it seems to be the case with the reboots now.
Yeah, Thief actually came out the same year as Metal Gear Solid.
I remember
It was Thief, Metal Gear Solid, and Tenchu, I think, came out, and that was kind of '98 was seen as the year that they perfected stealth.
Yeah.
I freaking miss Tenchu. I haven't thought about that for years. I used to play it so much.
I've never played it.
That's fantastic. Such a good game.
Well,
So content.
It's
so good.
Happy memories of just playing it.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Speaking of stealth games, you two are a fan of Splinter Cell games.
played a few.
Played the first one.
You play Pandora tomorrow? That was the last one I played.
Not the second one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I played the previous release, and it was a bit shit. Really. I didn't enjoy it that much.
Yeah, after Pandora tomorrow I heard it went a bit downhill, so I didn't really bother carrying on.
I mean, it's got sort of Tom Clancy's sort of mark on it, where everything's really sort of attention to detail in terms of technology and stuff. However, as with Tom Clancy, the politics aren't quite the same.
Yeah.
Attention to detail.
I just remember it came out on the first Xbox, and it was one of the first games I got after like Halo, and I also got Indiana Jones on it, which is pretty,
Indiana Jones.
such a good game. I loved it.
Indiana Jones had a game.
Yeah, it was really good.
I don't remember this.
I suppose it could be good.
Yeah,
well,
with
it was-
everything, you get to swing. And
Oh,
it was sort of like a Tomb Raider, but
Well,
an
it has to
Indiana
be,
Jones
wouldn't it?
adaptation sort of thing. Yeah.
So, well, going back to Thief, it's been we're bouncing off Thief into a completely other game. Thief's been compared to Dishonored.
Oh, yeah, I played this on it.
I played it.
From what I've seen of the new Thief, it does look very much like Dishonored, which is enraging fans and impressing me.
Yeah,
But then, Dishonored though reminded me of I think it was actually Bioshock
yeah.
in a way, just the
It's
way
the
it
same
looks.
sort of
Well, the art
gameplay.
style was definitely inspired by it.
The gameplay reminded me of it as well.
The lead art director was the same guy who was the lead art director for Half-Life 2.
Ah, okay.
So you can kind of see the same.
Yeah.
But it is definitely similar to Bioshock in its imagery as well. I really like Dishonored.
I haven't played it in years though. I played it through once and I didn't play it again, but I really enjoyed it. I just remember that.
Yeah, very satisfying swordplay.
Yeah,
which was very fast, darting in and out.
I liked it. I like the stealthy. You could choose to just be going on in loud or just be stealthy as well, which
absolutely.
I enjoyed. I love the whole stealth aspect to it.
This is why I don't get when people criticise Dishonored, where they say, "Oh, it's a stealth game, but you're rewarded for being loud and bombastic and things." Well, yeah, like taking the evil path in a game should reward you more because it's the temptation of it.
Yeah,
it's hard to be good. It shouldn't be equal. Like, oh, I could just evade these guards and be the moral warrior.
I don't know. I prefer the idea of having the choice. That was my issue with.
There's certainly the choice in it, but I like it more when the temptation to be bad. Like there's a reason to be bad other than let's see what happens.
Yeah. It's not even like going on guns blazing. It's just a stealth kills, and then they're like, "Who killed him?" And he's like, "I did that."
Yeah,
that's what I mean. With Metal Gear, you always had the choice, and especially in 3, to go stealth, go not stealth. I always enjoyed that choice, and that was my issue with Metal Gear Rising. You didn't have a choice at all. You had to go all guns blazing. And
but it was never really billed as that kind of stealth game. You're playing as like Raiden.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's not exactly post Cyborg. He's not a very quiet guy.
No, but that was part of my issue with the game. That didn't really. It gave the illusion of a choice, sort of thing, without really giving you the choice.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see why people complain with Dishonored though, about having a choice in it.
Yeah, I may pick up Thief. I think it'll be my first.
I'll give it a couple of looks on YouTube. I think.
Yeah,
I may even go back and play the originals at some point.
I'm sure you can find them easily.
Yeah,
at a decent low price. But
I did find a website actually that sold quite good, but I think they're about maybe 13-year-old games.
Good old games?
Yeah, quite good ones. I forget what ones they were, but I collected it in Christmas. But they were selling pretty decent ones for like £3, £2 a pop. Like,
last week it was
Screecher.
It's always that one. And this one, I guess.
Yeah. What was it on offer last week? We all picked up.
Dungeon Keeper?
Yes, Dungeon Keeper, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you played Dungeon Keeper?
No.
Your free copy of Dungeon Keeper?
Yeah.
I downloaded it, but I haven't gone back to it.
Well, never mind. Next piece of news. King, developers of Candy Crush, has now filed for abandonment of the Candy trademark, though it has declined to comment on why.
Aliens.
So, aliens.
Strange thing to do, considering it seems so profitable.
Yeah.
Right, so there's two possible reasons for this. It's consumer backlash, which I don't think so.
No.
They don't give a shit.
No.
Or, more likely, the sheer volume of legal cases that they've had to open for it.
Yeah, you said they copyrighted Candy and Crush, didn't they?
They copyrighted Candy, and they were seeking to copyright Saga.
Yeah, that's it. And there are already loads of games with Saga in it.
Yeah, I mean they have a legal battle going on with the Banner Saga, which is a Viking themed RPG. Very similar to Candy Crush. But
Do you throw Vikings at things?
Hmm.
Get them in the same order, they will fall down.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I think it is just the sheer. They weren't prepared for the sheer volume of cases that they would have to open because it's especially in the US, trademark laws are very much you have to use it or you lose it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to protect your trademark. So if it's seen that there's someone else who would name their thing Candy and you don't go after it, then it's seen as like you're just sitting on a trademark and not actually having much of a valid reason to have it. So, which is great because it means that King can be buried under things like Candy Jam, which started as a protest against it, which was a game jam designed for the specific purpose of creating games centered around candy or involving the words candy or being called candy. my favourite one was like Saga of Candy Crushing Saga. things are just like combining the word saga, crushing candy, or
as much as they could just to piss them off.
Yeah, just so they can open up so many of these legal cases. And even if they win, like the legal costs of having so many cases open at the same time would ruin them.
Yeah. The amount it costs in like what I'm trying to say, the amount of money it would cost to open up that many cases as well, financially crippling.
They would recoup the costs if they did win.
Yeah.
But they would have to keep so many of them open for such a long time anyway.
Yeah.
That it might hurt them. This is just in the US, by the way. They still have it in Europe, where the use it or lose it regulations aren't so strict.
Mm-hmm.
So, but hopefully it'll start a trend and they'll repeal it in Europe as well. This whole candy thing was just incredibly, like, it's something you just can't believe has happened.
Yeah.
That they'd allow this.
How could you even pass a copyright on a word like that?
Oh, I don't even know.
They tried to copyright pretty much anything though, haven't they? I remember somebody trying to copyright bread.
What?
Yeah,
somebody tried to copyright bread in America and like, sorry, can't really do that.
But
you
get
many different kinds of bread.
Usually these things just get thrown out.
Yeah.
Which made the candy thing so surprising.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you remember the person tried to, or I think it was actually a company, tried to copyright a gene that causes cancer.
Yeah.
So that anybody who created a drug for cancer would have to pay them money.
That's so cheeky.
That's not even cheeky, that's just downright
disgusting.
Yeah. Wow.
Obviously, I think that got thrown out of court because they're like, nah, sorry, we can't really do that. Everybody has genes. It's like trying to copyright rain. It can't be done legally because it's a naturally forming thing.
Yeah, you can't help but have it.
Or no, it's not even that, but it's just a naturally occurring thing in nature. Mm-hmm. So you can't...
Yeah. If it develops, it's not someone's fault. You can't sue them.
It just happens.
Right. That's doom and gloom over. Sci-fi news!
Yay!
We love a bit of sci-fi news here at Clueless Cataclysm. Clueless headquarters.
So you call it my room now.
Yeah, pretty much. Deus Ex. You're a big fan of Deus Ex?
I played it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you played the original?
I had the first one, yeah.
I played the original, didn't play the second one. Love the third one.
Well,
I think I love the third one more than the original. But I was younger when I played the original, so I didn't really...
I haven't played it in years, though. I wasn't really a massive fan, obviously.
Human Revolution.
Really, yeah.
So, Deus Ex The Fall, which was a mobile and handheld game, which was kind of meant to tie up a lot of plot points in Human Revolution. It was a prequel. Mm-hmm. It's coming to the Steam for $7.99. Good price.
Yeah.
Yep. And as well as that, Squeenix are going full throttle with Deus Ex at the moment, which is great. They announced the Deus Ex universe, which is meant to be a multimedia approach to Deus Ex. So they've planned a few new games in the works. They've got a film deal has been struck, which, there's been literally no word about it, so I can't even comment on it.
No.
Other than game films usually go bad, but...
I was thinking of making that Halo film at some point, weren't they?
No, they've already made a Halo film.
No, I mean like proper Hollywood... Really?
There's already a live-action film of Halo.
Well, there's Forward into Dawn, which was...
Yeah, that was a YouTube series type thing, wasn't it?
Because I found it on Netflix the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Which is pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah. Very, very good seeing all the Covenant as...
it was really well done.
I didn't think that they could pull it off so well, but they did. However, Master Chief is a bit wonky in it. Definitely someone on stilts trying to act with all the grace.
So it's like a Robocop walking down. It's like,
yeah.
Oh yeah. There's a scene in Forward Unto Dawn where he jumps off a building and he lands and he just sort of does a little wobble. Best part is it's in slow motion.
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa, no. What was I talking about? Deus Ex.
Yeah.
Yeah. A new game has been announced that's coming to PC and next-gen consoles, developed by the team behind Human Revolution. They have one piece of concept art for it, which shows a nice contrast between high society, people who can afford augments, and like in Human Revolution they take their drugs to make sure that their augments kept working.
Yeah.
And that is expanding on that, where it's there's like people down in the gutter and in the streets, and they're falling apart. Like you can see their bodies sort of falling apart, failing. And then up in the high society, it's got people with augments that are all beautiful and shiny and things.
Yeah,
that actually seems really good, because that's what I felt with the last Deus Ex. They kind of missed a chance on.
I think they kind of
to go into about the augmentations.
I don't see why they didn't. Like they did go into it, but I don't see why they didn't let you as the main character have to go through the same things. Well, I think they missed the opportunity by saying, "Oh, everyone else is restricted to have these drugs, but you're not."
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought they missed sort of a step with just talking and the issues with augmentations. I didn't feel like it was quite as well looked into as the first game did it. So that actually seems like it could be an interesting idea, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Sort of look into it a bit more, the moral issues with augmentation as well that lie in there.
Definitely. I love me a Deus Ex. So, can't wait for another Deus Ex game. I'm cautiously optimistic about the film. I'm thinking that they would follow the Human Revolution plotline idea of the universe rather than the original, simply because it's the original was very expansive. They went through a lot of themes, whereas Human Revolution did settle on a few, and then they did them very, very well.
Yeah.
So, plus the first game does kind of get a bit out there with its concepts, which isn't a bad thing. But for a film, introducing people into the universe, it can be a bit much.
Yeah.
So, is there a date estimated for that's going to come up?
Not at all.
It's just announced sort of thing.
It's just that the Deus Ex universe has just been announced.
All right. Okay.
So,
in terms of films, there's loads of copyrights and stuff been taken out for films that have never really come to light, sort of thing. I mean, you got the Metal Gear film that's supposed to come out, but again,
World of Warcraft film seems to be doing quite well, actually.
Oh, really?
They've announced it for, I think it's next year, actually.
Oh.
So it seems to be steaming ahead. I have no idea how this is going to turn out.
Is it
going to be like a Dungeons and Dragons film? Sounds bad.
Oh god. The two Dungeons and Dragons films.
They were bad.
Did they even make cinema, or they just...
I think the first one did. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, was it 90s or 80s?
90s.
90s, wasn't it?
I watched the original Street Fighter film the other day. Oh, it's fantastic.
Have you seen the latest Street Fighter film, something of Liu Chao, something like that?
Oh, the Legend of Chun-Li.
Chun-Li, that's it. That was so bad.
No, I haven't seen it. I actually really like the first Street Fighter film, just because it's very, like, they don't go, oh, it's a stupid video game film. They do play it to the max.
It's
very faithful. It's very cheesy, but it's very faithful.
I just got mixed up, actually. I thought you were talking about Mortal Kombat.
Oh, Mortal Kombat film.
So remember those two?
I really made that type of
Mortal Kombat!
Made about 3 or 4 of them.
Why?
Why not?
With Christopher Lambert as the God of Thunder.
I really enjoyed the first 3. They were so bad.
Oh.
They're so bad that they're good.
No, they're just so bad. It's like,
There's nothing redeemable about them.
it's a Street Fighter. I remember that with
Van Damme.
and who's the bad guy? That makes the film the bad guy of Street Fighter.
Oh, I can't remember, but he's just like this sort of skinny guy playing like this huge buff guy.
He just hams it up so badly, but it's just incredible.
Every scene, he's just chewing up.
Yeah, he just makes it good, but not good. But makes it so cheesy.
You watch it.
Yeah.
The day M. Bison came to your town was the worst day of your life. For me, it was Tuesday.
Fantastic.
It was great. Yeah. Deus Ex somehow got into Street Fighter. Microsoft's chief executive has said he wants to pursue the idea of a Knights of the Old Republic anniversary edition, and will be in talks with BioWare soon.
Could be interesting.
Could be interesting. Do you guys like KOTOR? I know that you played the Old Republic MMO.
Yeah, Is that similar to that, or?
The Knights of the Old Republic single-player games,
Oh.
which are, in my opinion, are quite...
Is that the one
much
where you
better.
get to create your own character and choose light or dark, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're RPGs, they're the Mass Effect precursors.
Yeah.
Same sort of morality system, and where you sort of same choice, way of making choices as well.
Yeah.
Very good games.
Yeah.
Quite outdated. They do look a bit shoddy at the moment, which Anniversary Edition could definitely improve.
Yeah. It's like the Halo Anniversary Edition came out and everything looks so much better.
As long as they do it in a way that is like the Halo Anniversary Edition, where they didn't just take all of the textures and make them HD. Halo Anniversary Edition, they actually did all new textures.
Yeah. It was
shiny
really well
detail.
done.
It was very well done. And the button you could press to switch between the new and the old graphics was fantastic.
Yeah. You can see how it compares.
Yeah.
Love it.
Because I think it certainly shattered my rose-tinted glasses. I think, Halo 1 can't look that bad. Oh my god! That's not even a face!
Yeah, compared to now, it's terrible. Still, I like the level of the old cartographer.
Everyone likes the old cartographer.
Yeah, like the old version.
It's got a beard.
the
The old
graphics.
The old graphics of the silent cartographer.
Yes,
that's
what I meant.
The old cartographer.
cartographer.
Would you like to buy a map? 100,000 years. No one's bought a bloody map. Knights of the Old Republic, very good game.
Yeah.
Eve developers have decided. Do you notice that I'm not doing it? So yeah.
You just did.
Why did you bring it up? I was noticed it.
That's right. I cut it out.
I
was like, I need you to know this. I always pointing it out.
I was just not going to say anything till the end. I was like, don't remind him.
He's
got
like,
this.
yeah, that's the end.
We're recording this again. Eve developers have decided to create a memorial to the battle that occurred 3 weeks ago. You remember our talk of the Eve?
The expensive battle.
Expensive battle. Have you heard much about this?
No.
Eve Online. Eve Online, the space MMO had the largest battle in their history, possibly the largest battle in online gaming's history.
If you zoomed out, all you saw was in the whole map just a load of explosions.
Jesus.
Yeah, tens of thousands of ships were involved in this, and millions upon millions of pounds worth of damages.
Real pounds as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't just...
Just imagine how bad the servers must have been going as well.
They slowed it down to a tenth of the speed. Compensate.
Yeah.
So that was a massive, massive battle.
Surprised servers didn't explode.
Jack, if you want to know more about the battle, you could
listen in on the other
you could listen in on episode 6, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Episode 7. It was one before Jack, wasn't it?
Yes.
With Alex, yeah, it was 7. Episode 7, Jack.
Episode 7.
Listen. Or anyone else who's missed it.
But why would you, really? To be honest. So, now that they've had that battle and it's all settled down a bit, the developers have decided to commemorate the battle. They don't use the developers are very hands off with Eve, so it's very rare that they actually create content themselves. But they decided to fill the area with the dead hulls of ships and create a form of ship graveyard.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So essentially it's creating lore.
Ships.
Yeah, it's creating
For
lore.
the game, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can now go down 35 years and be like, oh, I remember the Battle of Eve. Wearing an eye patch or something like that. It's like,
Would you like to buy a map?
Find your way to the ship graveyard.
oh, yeah.
So imagine
What was that? Oh, yes, I remember the battle.
They're all pirates for some reason.
It'd be like right in the middle of a massive sort of dreadnought ship statue with a massive inscription on it. Here lies the
Just have like a massive
souls
floating
of many.
cenotaph.
Yeah. Here lies the souls of many of the people in Battle of the Eve.
Inscribe each of their usernames onto it, and then you've got one twat who's got like 200 letters in there.
Here lies the esteemed commander XXX999 cocksucker your mum 59.
You what, mate?
You what, mate? We will remember him.
He's got a load of bots. It's like 0097800.
Yeah, it's very rare for the developers to actually step in and put in something like this, which has actually kind of generated a small backlash from some people in the EU community, saying that they're very much in favour of the hands-off approach. So they think that, like there were the dead hulls of the actual ships that were there.
Yeah, now they've made fake ones.
Now they've made replicas that can't be looted, and Eve players say, well, if we wanted to commemorate it, we do it ourselves, and if we wanted to loot the graveyard, we'd do it.
Yeah,
It's only a small following, but most people are generally in favour of having the graveyard instead.
yeah.
I suppose you have an issue of it's a similar sort of argument or idea with say guns in games where obviously if you drop the magazine, does it stay there? Does it disappear because you need more space?
Yeah.
So having all those holes stay there, I suppose, creates a slight issue though.
It would slow it down,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? The amount of stuff it had to load.
Yeah.
Which you can
Especially
use
if they're
somewhere
not
else.
looted. You'd have to load every single ship with what they have in them as well.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be like incredibly detailed, so
No.
it's not like it will
It won't
ruin.
be every single ship, but it'll just be maybe...
No, I think it'll just be the remains of a few Titans on there, which actually may improve the performance from what was there before. So, who knows? I like this idea of like legacy in games,
Do you reckon
especially in
it would,
MMOs.
that sort of thing would encourage another massive war in a way, like, oh, we want to be
Having a war over the graveyard.
No, like having,
What kind of...
no, like having
A glory hunting war, like we want a fucking graveyard. Let's go fight, die, and spend a few £100 on more shit.
Well, you never know. Some people might think like that.
What kind of mad logic is that? We want our own damn graveyard.
Let's go steal their graveyard.
There would be someone who does it though. The amount of people who play it, like, probably crazy.
Eve will eventually just be filled with graveyards. There'll be one giant graveyard and one old man on a little rock.
Still like, do you want to buy a map?
You want to... I'm scribing on a piece of hull.
Just fly across and see it inscribed.
No one can get to this because they just crash into all the debris. Well, this could be the end of Eve.
Old man with a map.
Old man with a map. Well, I was thinking more like ships can't get anywhere because of all the bloody debris from all the battles
Just
going
create
on.
a ship and it just explodes.
Well, you need they need like bin men coming around, galactic bin men coming around just to pick up all the waste,
All the dead floating bodies.
all the bodies. Oh, bloody hell! We've had another battle.
I've been sweeping these sectors for 60 years.
Just come out with a little bell and like, bring out your dead.
Bring out your set.
Oh, the future of Eve.
The future of Eve. The dark, dark future of Eve. No, just, yeah. Legacy in an MMO seems like a really good idea. As long as they have the space for it. Eve certainly has the space for it, because it's space.
Yeah, you can't run out of space for it.
Yeah. But if it was like a small MMO, I would be a bit miffed if they like destroy a whole area and just pave it with gravestones. Like, cool! And then there's something going there.
Oh, there's this place again.
This is depressing
Okay.
now.
Oh god.
Oh my god. That's the end of Sci Fi news.
Oh. Like sci-fi news.
Don't sound so sad.
What do you want me to just invent Sci-Fi news?
Do it!
Halo 6 coming out in a few years, probably. Most likely.
Half-Life 3's been... No, it hasn't.
Don't do that. That's going. Total Biscuit has been having another controversy at the moment. Not saying that it's his fault, actually. That's bad on my part, saying that he's been having a controversy. It's been thrust upon him.
Well, there's a bit, I don't know, a lot of the whole content ID thing is... It's a big mess, because that's been around for years, the whole idea of content ID. It's just they've been shielded from it. So it almost feels like a lot of LPs and the game community are having a little fit over something that most people have to do anyway. Because it's like, oh, I have to, take out copyright music. It's what you have to do in any other form of medium.
Yeah.
You can't have copyrighted things without asking for permission or getting... It's not just them that's being targeted.
I think before we get into talking about content ID again, we should actually go into the context of what's actually happened this time. So, Total Biscuit released a review of Guise of the Wolf, which was a small indie game, and he gave it a terrible score. And in response, the developers of Guise of the Wolf content ID'd him and gave him a strike. Gave him 2 strikes, actually, on YouTube.
I think it's 3 before they remove your account as well.
Yeah. So while contesting the strike, he was Total Biscuit went on to this. The whole exchange went on over Twitter, and Total Biscuit went to Twitter, found the developers, and said, "Look, this has happened before. He did it with Day One Gary's incident.
Yeah.
They filed a strike against him, and Gary's incident got buried in controversy. So he said, look, this has happened before. I really don't want this to happen again. Can you please just remove the strike?" In response, the developers' legal team, whether they have a legal team or not, seems
Just probably one guy.
I think it's actually one of the developers' sisters.
It reminds me of Amy's Baking Company from what I've seen of it.
Yeah.
Just the whole, where they're like,
whole setup.
Or it's also just like, oh, you're a hater. Pretty much seems to be what they're sending him.
Yeah.
It
seems like they just simply can't accept that their game is bad.
Yeah, they can't accept criticism.
Yeah, to a point, once you're that close to a game, then you can't really see criticism as well. But, you can see some criticism, general ideas. So in response to his messages on Twitter, they stated, "We are much bigger than you think."
See what I mean?
Total Biscuit. Don't threaten us.
Do you see what I mean by it? It reminds me of Amy Baking Company, the way she reacted to criticism.
Amy's Baking Company being the on Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, I think.
Yeah, it was ABC or whatever. Which is complete nut jobs.
Yeah, it was a baking company ran by psychopaths.
Yeah.
Just in case anyone hadn't seen that.
Yeah.
So, they said, "We are much bigger than you think. Don't threaten us, Total Biscuit. We can fabricate tweets just as well as you can."
Wow.
Saying denying that they filed a strike.
Yeah.
When it was very clear that they had. And saying that he's lying, and that if he brought legal action, then they would smite him with all the wrath of their tiny development studio.
But then there's an issue though, because they're like, oh, we can send lawyers, won't they, over to you in England.
They said we can send lawyers. We have a legal team. Back us up. Total Biscuit called their bluff, essentially, saying, "I am part of a major network.
Yeah.
We have a legal team of our own. That's fine. We will settle this in court."
Mm-hmm.
And then he was saying, and then he said, like, "Please direct any further messages to my lawyer."
Yeah.
And the developers then sent him a final. From back and forth, they were trying to be civil and then not civil, and they were very schizophrenic with the whole thing. They then sent him a final warning to take down his YouTube channel and all the content on it, as well as his Twitter account.
What?
Or face legal action.
Okay.
He obviously just said fuck off.
Yeah.
So the best part is, it gets better, is that they followed this message with, and it was a private message to him.
Mm-hmm.
We only found out about this through Twitter, because he was posting up what they sent to him.
Yeah.
The best part is, they then followed this with a message saying, "Don't tweet this, or we will deny ever saying it."
What? Wow. He has the written proof right there, even in the message, if he's brought to court.
And then and they just started immediately denying it, saying, "Oh, it's Photoshop. We didn't write this.
Wow.
But we will continue using legal action against you anyway." Like,
how big-headed do you have to be as well, just to be like, "Oh, you don't know how big we are." It's like Nintendo, Xbox, Microsoft, same thing. But they always get criticism. But
then,
you know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Like, by no means is that content ID system perfect. Then that's probably one of the big issues with it.
Yeah.
Is genuine journalistic content can be censored by a company through the threat of legal action. They could be like, "Oh, we can sue you," and if it's a 14-year-old kid, shit, I can't do anything about this, and that's wrong, because it's any other form of medium, any journalistic content, you can use it.
Yeah.
Which, again, that's a big issue with it. Really, it needs a lot of tweaking.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, YouTube do need to protect themselves from lawsuits like the one it's got against Viacom. So there is a need for the content ID system. It just needs to be
refined, certainly, and needs to. I think there needs to be more power to the people to contest claims.
Yes.
At the moment, it takes a long time to contest a claim.
Because I mean, it's a 3-day spike on YouTube videos of views, obviously. So obviously, that's the sort of most of your views are in with about 3 days. If somebody has a content ID claim, it takes at least about a week, if not.
Yeah, and they won't get any income.
Yeah, from that. Which is incorrect, really, because then surely that should be left in limbo, and then whoever wins the claim gets that money. We've
spoken about this this before, just saying that the money should just be held by YouTube, and if it's successfully contested, they will get that money. Which may require a restructuring of YouTube's monetary policies and account system or what have you, but in the end, it would be a much better solution.
Then just they get the money while the claim's happening.
Yeah.
Because that's not right, because they may lose the claim.
Yeah. I think people would be happier to go through with having a more complicated account system than having to deal with all this.
Yeah.
So, but luckily, Total Biscuit's strikes have been removed as of yesterday, I think?
I think it was, yeah.
That's good. What, did they withdraw the strike, or was it...
I think it was successfully contested
okay.
very quickly.
Good.
Yeah, you shouldn't censor journalism.
Yeah, it's a way of rating a game. Yeah. It's how people find out about how good or bad a game is.
And actually, I saw something that Total Biscuit put up yesterday where he's talking about Thief, and he's saying about game reviews and stuff. He's like, "This is my opinion.
Certainly,
you shouldn't discount it because it is my opinion."
It could affect games that in the future that they make. They can get better and better with criticism.
I don't think anybody will buy their games now. I'm pretty sure.
Not after that, no.
I mean,
it's commercial suicide they've just committed, really.
Like, there's a limit. Like, you look at the saying, like, any publicity is good publicity, but that was in an age before Metacritic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they've gone completely off that scale.
Yeah.
It's not even just,
I think they're rated, Guys of the Wolf is currently rated at something like 0.6 on Metacritic,
yeah.
which,
But I can't see them developing much else that people are going to pick up, though. Really.
yeah. Okay, but luckily it's all over. Until next time.
Yeah.
Hopefully this will stop people from doing this shit.
The thing is, it won't go.
At least to Total Biscuit,
Yeah.
maybe to other people, but certainly, like, he couldn't contest it.
Yeah, I know.
He's not afraid to. It's his livelihood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to do
He'll
everything
stick
in
up for it.
his power to do it. He won't back down from this kind of shit. And hopefully, no one else will. Alright. Oh god, let's do this.
I don't know what's coming now.
Twitch plays Pokemon. Oh, I have heard nothing but Twitch plays Pokemon. It was on BBC.
Yeah,
Really?
It's
It's
a
The Guardian as well.
Yeah.
Oh no!
it's very much a social experiment, though, the way it's kind of panned out. Because I'm just starting to get bored of it, really. Like, all the lore and the religion, it's just getting a bit silly, really, for me.
it's-
I got bored of it after about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I saw the first post of it and it's like, oh, this is a cool idea. I went, huh, cool. And then I stopped.
Yeah.
And it's just gone on and on and on.
The amount of Facebook statuses I've seen about it from people at home and stuff like that, it's so overrated.
It's
Like,
spawned new ones, because they got a blue version now.
oh no.
And it's,
It's basically the same thing.
well, I think it was only 70-something, but it took them about, 2-3 times to get to Giovanni, but then that's because they were able to actually work together. 70,000, 80,000 people. I mean, try
You
visualising
can't
that.
work together.
But try visualising that many people playing at the same time.
Well, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't working so well to begin with, but now it has the democracy system.
But people hate that, though.
Yeah, people like to just go.
Well,
anarchy
it
and
swings
ruin it
back
for
and
everyone.
forth between anarchy and democracy.
But it
Yeah.
makes sense, though, because in a maze, like in, say, the Safari Zone, you need to work democratically.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you can't
To
use
get to surf and
Well, it's also, you only got, 500 moves?
It's usually
Yeah.
when progress stalls that it swings towards
Yeah.
democracy.
I mean, they've got, was it Zapdos? No.
yeah, I don't know how they got that.
They released it.
I've watched
Did they
it.
actually release it? I saw they tried.
Yeah, I think
released
you got
it
to like level
and-
60 something as well.
They released it, and the guy behind it has actually released the favourite Pokemon that was there for a while.
I didn't think he was involved in it at all.
He is very involved in it.
Oh, is
People
he?
hate him for it.
Right.
I hate him. I don't hate him for that. He is a terrible human being in general.
I hadn't heard anything about what he's obviously saying before.
Well, so basically the guy behind it, his Twitch Plays Pokemon is basically his attempt to gain the lost followers back that he lost after playing StarCraft 2 and revealing that he is a super, incredibly, such a...
Racist
words. He's super racist.
Yeah.
So he lost a huge portion of followers, and then he created Twitch Plays Pokemon, and now he's the most popular thing since sliced bread.
But then he hasn't monetized everything when he could have done.
Oh, who cares?
He's still a twat.
He's famous.
Oh no, I'm not saying obviously he's not a twat, but surely the fact that he hasn't monetized it, he could have earned a lot of money from this
Sure.
with the amount of people on there.
He's not a good guy, though. That doesn't
I'm
mean
not
that
saying
he's-
he is. I'm just saying it's just surprising the fact that nothing
Yeah.
has been monetized. There's no ads on it. There's nothing.
Maybe that's why I'm so biased against it,
Yeah.
because it's just too much, and it's generating too much publicity for a terrible human being.
Yeah. It doesn't really deserve.
So if someone else did it, then yeah, sure, go for it. I still don't think it's massively newsworthy. It's interesting, certainly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but not massively newsworthy. You know what I want them to do? Twitch plays Dark Souls. Fucking democracy, that.
It's quite impressive what he's done though. Just the fact that so many people can input commands and everything like that. It must have taken him a long time to get it sort of
certainly.
snapped into a workable sort of mode.
I'm just surprised it managed to. It's not broken. The amount of people saying down, up, and up at the same time, the same sentence might have it did.
Yeah,
it broke when 4chan found it and became the Start Horse.
Yeah, Start 9.
Right,
in which, so he had to step in and disable Start, and it's like Start only works every 7th or 8th time that you press it.
Because originally when the democracy thing first came in, you could put, say, left 2, down 3.
Mm-hmm.
And red would move left 2, down 3, almost like chess sort of thing. So a load of people came in with the democracy thing to rebel against it, as they said, and just put Start 9. After Start 9, after Start 9, after Start 9. So I just pushed Start 9 times,
so
9 times,
annoyed.
and it crashed the game. And then I think it was on day 2 you had somebody that turned it off.
Really? Yeah, she did that.
Yeah, he didn't save it, so I just went, quit, and turned the stream
oh my
off.
god.
So I had to go back to save state.
Not good.
No, I wouldn't be able to follow it. I think it's been up for about 14 days now.
Yeah, but then there's
a long time.
There's loads of bots in there as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Perhaps on a small scale that'd be good, but at the scale it is at the moment, it's just ridiculous.
But that's what I mean, there is smaller scale versions. But I was saying about visualising the amount of people in there, because it's almost like a stadium.
Mm-hmm. Everyone just shouting at someone to do something.
It's like,
alright, fine, I'll do that.
Yeah, so it's like a crowdsourced single player game.
Yeah.
It's almost an MMO, really.
Well, it's an MMO where everyone plays one character.
Yeah.
So it's like hero worship, really.
Yeah.
Tyranny of the masses.
This is why you shouldn't give them fucking power.
Yeah.
Somebody who just Start 9.
Yep. That's what's going to happen.
How do
you
Start
Someone press to Start 9. Hooray! I thought we'd spend longer on that.
We basically just blew it down. Just shit.
Yeah. Last piece of news. You ready for this?
Don't know.
It's going to be mind blowing.
It's going to be mind blowing.
Cool.
The mind blowing master that is Mr. Molyneux.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Lord Sir Duchess Peter Molyneux.
Lord Sir Duchess Peter Molyneux has revealed his regrets about the Fable series not living up to expectations, and has called Fable 3 in particular a train wreck.
Oh.
He's also disappointed that he'll never make his perfect game.
After making his perfect game in Fable 3.
Yeah, and his perfect game Fable 2, his perfect game Fable 1, his perfect game Black and White, his perfect game...
Yeah. This is the best thing ever. Oh, shit.
Not as great as I thought it was.
Jack's very much against Molyneux.
I'm not against him, I just think he's a bit of a nut job. It's just...
Yeah, certainly. I like... It's just his enthusiasm keeps me coming back to him, and I keep getting burned.
I really liked Fable 1, I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Fable 2 I thought sort of did expand on it, but was a bit... Fable 3 was terrible though.
Yeah,
Fable 3 was the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
It wasn't very good at all. But,
I say Fable 2 is my favourite.
Yeah.
I remember there's talks about redoing some form of Fable 1, updating it somehow.
Fable Anniversary has already come out.
Oh, okay.
When they brought out that Fable game on the Kinect as well, along with the...
Fable The Journey.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible.
Was it?
I never played it.
I played it at my friend's house and it was just so restrictive.
I don't think Molyneux was actually involved with that one.
Oh right, he might just give him permission to make it.
Yeah, or he may have had some minor involvement in it, but that was when he was just about to leave the company.
Yeah, because it was like finding a way to make it interactive as the person is a controller sort of thing.
Yeah.
It just wasn't good.
We've already talked about the issues with the Kinect, haven't we?
Yeah.
So, what Molyneux said about it is, I thought Fable 1, when you consider that it was the first game I ever did of that type, wasn't bad. It was hugely flawed in some senses, and there were technical issues like the animation didn't work, but it wasn't bad. I think Fable 2 was a step in the direction. I think Fable 3 was a train wreck. It was built to be much bigger than what it was constrained to be, and eventually ended up as a train wreck. If I had my time again, I'd take the advances we made from Fable 1 to Fable 2. I'd make the same advances from Fable 2 to Fable 3, and spend another entire year working on Fable 3. But would it still be that perfect game? No.
No.
He does like to push himself. Certainly.
I do appreciate his games, I don't know.
He's
him as a person, kind of.
Yeah, he is definitely the king of hype.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he has had some good games. Dungeon Keeper being one of them. Black and White. Fable 1 and Fable 2. They're solid games. It's just, they're not quite the revolutionary thing that he's personally looking for.
Yeah.
And that's what warns people off. Anytime he comes on stage and promotes his newest game, it's going, oh god.
Oh, this guy again.
Yeah. I mean, Curiosity was which was the game where you tap the cubes on a giant cube, and it breaks away the cubes, and you have to get to the middle of the cube, in which you'd find a secret, and the secret was Peter Molyneux. The secret was a video of Peter Molyneux walking around in a white space and telling the Scottish guy that eventually broke through the last cube that he'd become a co-developer of Goddess, their latest game. It's quite odd to see such a man with really huge ambitions go into mobile gaming.
Yeah.
It seems like he's constraining himself, but that might help him a bit. To not give him such a huge budget and huge resources to work with, and to try and work within the limitations that he has.
Yeah.
So it could be helpful for him. Goddess doesn't. Goddess seems average, according to everyone.
Is that the one on the mobile? Yeah.
Yeah, it's that sort of meant to be the spiritual successor to Populous, which was also a good game, one that I forgot. But for mobile devices, which everyone says is okay.
Yeah.
That's the problem. All his games are okay.
There's nothing fantastic necessarily.
Yeah, they're solid. They got good mechanics. There's nothing.
Very
nothing
playable.
wrong with them.
Yeah.
It's just.
It's just that's cool.
So cheers, Peter.
And Molyneux's like, oh.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the so-called Molyneux effect? What do you think about the hype surrounding the man? Do you admire him, or... I'm looking at Kev right now.
I know.
He seems to be on the fence.
I admire him to a degree, A, for effort.
Maybe not so much for accomplishments.
No. I liked the Fable games, but I didn't overly like them. It's like you say, it's just, they're okay, sort of thing. I could play through them and I could replay them.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't love them as much as I would love something like Elder Scrolls or something like that.
God, can you imagine Molyneux at the helm of Bethesda?
Please no.
He did actually, well, I mean, looking at the thing where he said that he wanted an extra year on Fable 3, it could be a publisher thing, where he wants to do so much, but he doesn't have the time to do it.
Do you reckon he'd bring out another Fable?
Well, no, because he's not with Lionhead anymore.
Oh, right.
So, Fable Legends, I think, is the one coming out for next gen.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with him. But
he'd be so gutted if it turned out to be the best Fable ever as well.
Oh, God.
Like, maybe it's just me.
That would be the worst. And the best for the worst.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think he seems quite burnt out on the Fable series as a whole.
Yeah.
So I don't think that he'd ever return to Lionhead to try and do anything with it.
Yeah. He tried, but he failed. He
didn't fail, but he just fell short of his own expectations.
However high they may be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe his next app game will be a revolutionary idea.
Maybe.
His development studio at the moment is called 22 Cans. The idea being that they're going to release 22 games. Each one building on the success of the last to eventually become a revolutionary game.
Yeah.
It's almost...
It's quite a big step from
He's got
tapping
great
cubes.
ambition.
Yeah.
It's quite a big step from tapping cubes to a god game.
Yeah.
And that's in 2 games.
It's pretty much like a religion, though. Going to build on this to this. Like you think of the structure of Scientology. Like you buy one bit and then you build up until you build up until you build up and buy more until you get to sort of perfection. Sort of thing. It just sounds almost semi-religious with the way he's sort of structuring the idea of the games.
He wants to change gaming,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's the man to do it. Which is unfortunate for him personally, but for everyone who has to work around him, I guess it's a relief that they don't have to sort of manage their manager.
Oh, Peter Molyneux. Good luck!
Peter Molyneux, good luck. Good riddance. Have you seen Peter Molyneux? His their Twitter account, which is a parody account of Peter Molyneux, and it's all building hype for games. Things like Goddess will allow you to smell the very earth at your feet.
Give a really dramatic, descriptive.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Stuff,
It's like every villager will have my face, so you know who's creating this game, the grand visage behind the game.
What do you reckon that Scottish guy's reaction was? Like, he got through the cube, yes, here's a new game coming out. It's like, for fuck's sake.
I don't think it was, I'm going to be part of this amazing new revolutionary game. I think it was, I'm going to get a salary for this. Yeah. This is pretty cool. I don't know how much involvement he's actually going to have. Apparently he's going to be the god of the gods, affecting other people's experiences through the game.
Okay.
I guess it's going to be such things as choosing the weather?
Yeah.
Choosing the weather on a map? I don't know. Seeing how terrain is generated? Could be anything.
Yeah.
It's a god game, so it's
anything goes.
Odd how it's like there's another layer of the god of the gods.
Yeah.
But, you know. Good luck, Molyneux.
Good luck.
And good night from myself. That was a good segue, wasn't it?
It was.
Thank you. And good night from myself, Callum Lewis.
Kevin Griffin.
And Jack Nicol.
It goes on to another thing now.
Never mind, we're back.
Epilogue.
And speaking of being burnt out from the Fable games, Irrational.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, really. I really enjoyed Bioshock, but I can understand why he's been burnt out. It's quite well known, Bioshock, obviously. Infinite had a big...
This is Ken Levine, by the way. He's closed down Irrational Studios to create his own... He's taken 13 people with him to create a new development company. And leaving the rest of his old studio in ashes, pretty much.
Oh, yeah. I can understand why he's burnt out, because, I mean, Bioshock Infinite did have quite a long, harsh sort of development cycle. Because I remember seeing it about a year or two after Bioshock 2.
I could see how the man himself would be, would have a lot of stress on that and want to move on to something else. But don't close down your own company over it.
I think
hire someone new.
Yeah, hire someone that's excessive.
And even if he said that he wouldn't want anyone else at the helm of Bioshock,
I know
they could still make different games.
But I think they haven't closed down. They've just wind down. They've made it smaller.
Well, they've wound it down until it's like 14 people.
Well,
it's going down. It's like winding down hundreds of people.
Well, Ubisoft did it with. I think it's Ubisoft somewhere in France. When they did it with Rayman, they smalled down the studio making Rayman Origins, and personally, I think it did really well.
Well, I mean, from a game's perspective, it can work out very well. But from a human perspective, Infinite was a very successful game, and I feel sorry for the people who worked on it to have put so much effort into it and to create a really good game, and then to lose your job over it, just because your manager decides that he doesn't really want to do it anymore.
Yeah, but then I suppose you've been working for the past 20 years from System Shock. So
yeah.
Now you're going to get a bit... Because it's very similar sort of games, obviously System Shock 1 and 2.
Well, it's the spiritual successor.
Yeah. to Bioshock, so I can understand why he's been burnt out by it, but true, maybe he shouldn't have been like, yeah, see you guys later, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Is this new studio away from 2K?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think it's still under 2K. But, which also means we probably won't get another Shock game.
Yeah.
Even if it's not another Bioshock game. I would have thought they'd have gone more into Bioshock Infinite's DLC.
Well,
They had Burial at Sea.
thankfully they're finishing it, though.
They're finishing it. But I thought with their multiple universes idea that they'd at least have another campaign of DLC which would take advantage of that. There is just infinite potential, really.
Yeah, then we'll buy...
And they did a season pass for it, and it feels like people didn't really get the money's worth.
Oh yeah, we bought a season pass at home. So thankfully they're actually doing the second DLC, piece of DLC there's going to do.
Yeah. Okay then. Is that all we wanted to talk about Irrational?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Do you have anything?
Don't really know much about it. I saw
Okay.
the link and I posted it on your wall. I was like, "Is that
Speaking of irrational decisions, this epilogue, which was totally unplanned, this irrational epilogue will come to an end. I've been Callum Lewis.
I've been Kevin Griffin.
I've been Jack Nicol.
Goodbye again.